Eric,
Yo, we start over?
you're gonna kill me.
Oh,
Okay,
snap.
hello everyone. Today we're meeting with Eric. Eric, you're gonna kill me.
We were in the back room the whole
Well, this
time.
time we were talking, I didn't click live. Oh God. Okay. I'm sorry. Much your son. That's okay. We're those one. Guys. For all of you guys that are looking at this, blame it on Eric. No. I'm just kidding. No. But seriously, um, Eric, I want to say, I know something was fishy here because I'm like, why? I keep looking down. Why is no one popping up? So I'm trying to defend you and say maybe it's restream and they're all whatever. Okay, so sorry, sorry, Afro. Okay, I know. No, now they're looking. Sorry, Anne. Sorry, I know I'm going to hear about this. I'm so sorry, but it's not Eric's fault. Okay, but what I was going to say, Mike Arena, forgive me. I'm okay. So what I'm gonna say is that um I appreciate you coming on and you're talking about everything and risk and cultures and whatever and stuff. But you have children, and I
Yep.
respect the men that have children. Do you want your child to follow in your footsteps and do
No,
exactly what you're doing?
no.
Why?
I want, I want my kid to be free to do whatever he or she wants. I don't want to put requirements or structure where they say, "Oh, well, my dad was an engineer and I have to be an engineer," or "My dad did salsa congresses and I want." My son said the other day, it was funny. He said, "Hey, Dad, are you gonna leave me Atlanta Salsa Bachata Festival when you get old?" I looked at him. I said, "You don't even dance. What do you mean leave you?" And he's like, "I don't know. I just see myself being in charge of Atlanta Salsa Bachata Festival." And I'm all like, um, maybe let's see if you like even salsa bachata music first. But um, my kids. I want them like my daughter is the complete opposite of me. My son and my daughter are night and day. My son is very close and my daughter is very distant, and a lot of that's my fault. My daughter is very independent and my son's very dependent. And so I want my kids to figure out what this world's going to give them. I'm going to help them, but my kids, they're the most important thing to me in my life, except for my wife. My wife is number one always. People laugh at me, but I always say it's always God, my wife, my kids, and everything else will fall out of place. I don't care what it is, but that's the order it goes: God, my wife, then my kids. If you ask my wife, it's God, my kids, our dogs, her cars, and then maybe me. No, I'm just kidding. But
That's someone very important.
yeah,
What
so
about what about the bachata? Okay, no, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
so my talking about my kids, I want my kids to be able to pick what they want to do. I don't My kids don't have to be an engineer. Success to me isn't about the amount of money you have. Success to me is your happiness, right? Um, if my son's happy going and being a painter, I'm happy for him to go be a painter. The only thing I tell my kids is you have until a certain age when dad cuts you off. You have to be whatever you love to do and you're happy with, you have to be self-sufficient.
Mhm.
My 21-year-old daughter Nora's figuring that out right now in college, right? She's off doing what she wants to be and she wants to be a registered nurse, and I helped her, but I told her there's going to be a sooner or later there's going to be a point where dad's help becomes less and less, and it's going to be you being self-sufficient because that's the only way you're going to be grow to be a successful adult. Mommy and daddy can't be covering your bills and covering for your mistakes all the time. You got to be able to be responsible for what happens. So my kids, if they do salsa, great. If they do water polo, I'm happy. If they become DJs, if they want to be like Uncle Mike and be a DJ, hey, I'll support it 100%. Maybe Uncle Mike will come and give them a lesson or two. My kids are really close to Uncle Mike, so they know Uncle Mike very well, um, in Atlanta. So it's just, it is what it is. If they want to be a bar owner like Uncle Edgar from Memphis, hey, I hope Uncle Edgar help him out, show him what it's like, show him the risk, right? So, but whatever they want to be, I just hope they're happy. That to me is the most important part: is the kids are happy, and they have everything they want from me, so they can get the happiness, except for money. That's one thing I had to cut the line to a point.
Good Uncle Mikey for that. Uncle Mike. No, I'm just kidding.
Uncle Mike, give me $1.
That's what friends are for. But I want to say something really quickly about some of the people here, so the people that I met. Like Mike Arena, like Mike, if you're listening, you mentioned him. He's a good guy. I remember when I'm like, I said Eric, Mike is not emailing me back. I remember back before I came, I'm like, Eric, bro, if you want to be in this cool folks club, you better tell Mikey. So no. So I went up to Mike on Thanksgiving weekend. Literally, I went up to him like, yo. He looked at me, he's like, his eyes were like, who are you? I'm like, Mike, it's Roswell. Don't you know me? Your face looks familiar. You're Eric's friend. So anyway, since then, even though I don't really talk to him when he's working, because I go up to him, I always shake his hand. I said, we mentally communicate, and so now whenever he sees me, it's so funny. As soon as I walk in somewhere, he automatically plays a song or some type of song, and it just happens to be a song that I like. So I'm beginning to figure out, how does he know that? What's going on? And I think I figured it out. I post music that I like, and I know he's reading my stuff. So that's how I know who's filtering and who's not filtering me. Cause so he's a good guy. I could see, and he's so uncle-like. You know what I'm saying? So even though I don't like him and all your friends,
people don't know, but
he's an uncle-like.
Mike is probably one of the, when it comes to family and needs, he's probably one of the people that you can always depend on when it's something for the family. He'll give his shirt off his back for his blood, and he's one of those guys that, like I said, him and I met under circumstances that he could have hated me, but he saw me and ended up he saw me and talked to me, and he ended up like, wow, man, you're totally different. Everyone told me one thing and you're the complete opposite. And we've had a relationship ever since, and that's going on 7 years, I think.
Yes, he does.
No, longer than that.
Yeah.
I take that back, because he was our DJ for the first Atlanta Salsa Bachata Festival. So take it back. He's been 10 years. He's been with me.
Wow.
For the first Rocket City Latin Festival. He was our DJ. He was just starting his DJing gig out, his year. And he started with us. He drove to Alabama, brought some folks. He DJ'd in the stairwell in the lobby of the engineering building at the University of Alabama, Huntsville. And he DJ'd, and it was a great night. Tornado came, almost wiped us out.
Wow, really?
DJ Mike made sure the bachata was still going strong during the hurricane. During the tornado.
That's nice. I didn't know that. I don't hear that often about stuff like
we have
that.
stories. Mike and I have stories. He's traveled with me to Mexico. We've done local trips, regional trips. We've done Miami. We've done a lot of trips to Vegas. He was in LA with me for a little bit. Like I said, Mike is one of those guys that, hey man, he wants to learn, but he wants to be part of the family, and he's a great family member to have. He's just someone that you can always depend on. That's why he's so great in Atlanta. I think that's what makes Tumbao, his Bacha Tuesdays, his new Thursday night social. He's so welcoming, and everyone knows they can depend on him. That's why he is who he is. And if anything, I'm very privileged and honored to be able to say I can call him my friend, my brother. he is definitely one of those guys that in my lifetime I was the lucky one.
I want to say thank you to Mike because of him, I was able to get this haircut because he referred me. I know, I know. I don't know. Sometimes I think I maybe make him concerned. Sometimes I just email him out of the blue, like, bro, I need a Dominican to cut black people's hair. And he's like, what? Like, can you recommend me to your barber? A barber? No, he's a hairdresser. I said, no, New York, we said barber. He's like, you want a barber or hairdresser? Which is it? I just somebody to cut black people's hair. So he referred me to some people that he knows, and they do a good job. Yesterday they did. So I love the haircut that he recommended me to and stuff. So he's a good guy. What about some of your other friends? People that you can tell me about. I mean, I got to know. Salsa Sheila, she has an event in April, and if I'm still here, so Sheila, if you're listening, I'm going to do my best to come. And but everyone is so friendly. I mean, I'm not again.
So don't forget about Atlanta.
Friendly people, but your friends are very nice to me, not because of you and I. They're just naturally nice,
Yeah, no. Everyone in Atlanta has their great moments. Like Jose Pasafino. He has great classes. He does a great job with the community in his area. Alan Nia, Fuquan, and Candace, they all do their parts in the community, and they're working towards their goals. They have lots of goals, and you'll never hear me say anything negative about what they do for their community or for what they do in dance. They have their itch, and they make it. Their niche is great, and it's great for Atlanta because people come to Atlanta and they take their classes because they're available, right? So one of the things when we started doing Atlanta Salsa Bachata Festival, we wanted people to see the dancers from Atlanta. I, till this day, fought tooth and nail to tell people on the social dance floor, Atlanta can dance with anybody in the world. I think per numbers of dancers in Atlanta, you put them on a social dance floor against anyone. New York is a big dance city. I'll put them up against all of them. I got Faith, Alan Nia, Candace, Fuquan, Jose. I think in their way, they have their itch. Hey man, give me 1 second. I have an emergency real quick. Hold on 1 second.
It's okay. Take your time, bro. Take your time. I'm not going anywhere. Take your time. Trust me.
Bueno.
Take your time. I'll put you off.
¿Todo bien? Estoy en una entrevista. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Todo bien?
Oh, okay. Sorry. I turned you off. I didn't want to.
Sorry, when my mom calls and then I don't answer, and then my stepdad calls, then I start thinking something's wrong. But my mom and stepdad were like, "Hey, I have a question." They couldn't wait 20 more minutes, so sorry. But
your family, man. Your family. Yeah. You see what I mean? You see, and everyone now we're like, and everyone knows. Everyone can. Guys, you see that, right? He's a family man. He picked up the phone in the middle of my interview. He picked up the phone. So he's a family man.
So going back to what I said about Atlanta. So Atlanta has the best dancers, I think, can compete with anyone. Now, we don't compete competition-wise to go get trophies. That's a different itch, and that's a whole different subject that, to me, I'm very sour about. I don't believe in the competition that we have right now. We have so many competitions. It's hard to tell where competitions fall. You know what I mean? When you have 20 world championships in the US, it feels like you're like, wait, who's the real world champion? So I'm sensitive to that. But social dancing, man, I tell you what, Atlanta has the social dancers, no doubt about it. I have nothing but praise for the dancers in Atlanta. So you got Connie, La Roja, Dominique, Who do you else have? You have I know I'm missing Rachel, um, Candice Fuquan, Alan Nia, Jose, Sean, even Chino Casino. His casino classes back in the day were top. So there's nothing negative, nothing to be sour about for Atlanta when it comes to dancers. The thing is, people didn't know about them. The small communities knew who they were. But when you have people like the Osmars and Yamulés come into Alabama and say, "Oh, I know them. They're really great. I see them." And then you got the Alma Latinas and you got the Tropical Gems. And when Tropical Gem comes and they want to dance with certain dancers because they remember them from last year. And then you got the Adolfos. And then you got the names go on and on and on. And people come back and say, "Oh, I can't wait to go dance with those people again." You know, I can't say enough. Those dancers, they put in the work and they have the reputation of being great, amazing social dancers.
I want to say, go for it. Finish what you're saying. Finish what you're saying. I don't want to interrupt you. Go ahead. Go.
No. That's what I was saying. They're just amazing teachers and amazing social dancers. They have a great community.
Fuquan, he did a great job a couple weekends ago. I showed up to his event, and that guy can dance. I'm just not saying that. I mean, I've seen dancers and I've seen dancers. He put his partner up here, high in the sky, and she just went zip, and he landed in his arm. I said to myself, "Woo," I mean, I haven't seen that in a while, maybe because, I just, but he did a good job, like literally, his partner, like she up there, she's looking down, he's looking, and then she like, and she landed where she's supposed to land, and he was able to like, provide, foundation and whatever. And my heart was beating when I saw that. I'm like, I hope you don't drop her. I was like, you got problems at home if you drop her, He did a good job, and I wanted to. So he's a good guy. Every time I see him, I'm always shaking his hand. I'm like, hey, what's up? Give me your hand. And you shake. I came up to him one time. I'm like, he was walking out. Like I normally do the New York way. I grabbed him on his shoulder, took his arm out of his pocket, like shake my hand for and every time he sees me, oh, it's Roswell. Hey, bro. He knows what to do. I don't need to force him. He knows what to do when you see me now. Like, let me just, and Sean Christopher is the first contact I made here. When I came here, he gave me all the scoops, where to go, where not to go. And, Sean, he's a nice guy. Sean, if you're listening, thank you for introducing me, to people, places to go, Sean is a good guy. He's from New Jersey, just like me. So, but he's a good guy. I went to Jose's event like a month ago on a Saturday. He had all of these people dancing and stuff. I mean, I just have a good time, and I don't know what I'm gonna do when I leave, when I go back. I don't know. I didn't expect it.
Goodbye. Roswell, it's never goodbyes until we see each other again. Remember that. In the dance world, you never say goodbye to people because it's the next event you'll see them at.
Tell me something before you go. By the way, your kid is beautiful, and I want to get her in Cool Folks. So I'm going to send your kid a request. Okay? Okay, Cool Folks would love to, but okay. So now we have 20.
My kids don't do social media. That's a rule. They can't have social media until they're 16. So we got a while for that.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. You're a good father. What are some, like, I know I asked you this at the beginning of what I thought was an interview, but I know you're going to beat the crap out of me when you see me Saturday.
I'm going to give you a giant hug.
You're going to beat the crap out of me. What are some stuff we can expect? What are some stuff I can expect? I'm going Saturday to the workshop and the social Saturday, 'cause I have to work. Saturday I have off, so it was only Saturday. What are some stuff that there's some superstars that are coming.
So we're gonna do some crazy things. He's let me think. We got Tropical Gem First time ever in Atlanta, 6 couples. We're going to have 12 people on stage from Tropical Gem. The only event in the United States to have 12 people performing and debuting their new routine for the year. They'll be here. You got Adolfo and Empire Mambo doing I think it's a West Side Story piece, and I think it's 9 couples performing on Saturday night on stage, coming from New York. You got from Orlando, Ben from Salsa Synergy coming with the Tropical Gem World Crew. It's like 7 couples going to do a debut new routine in Atlanta. So you have a lot of debuts. Usually I only do about 25 to 30 shows. This year it's going to be intense. We got 45 shows every night. So technically shows used to start around 8:30. We're going to move shows up. Shows are going to probably start around 7:40, 7:45, so we can get done in time to social dance from 10 until 6 in the morning every night. So I'm just saying Saturday night is the night you want to be. If you're only coming for one night, Saturday night's the night you want to be, because the debuts, you got Pablito y su mezcla latina, never been to Atlanta before. Erick Espirito, never been to Atlanta before. Let me think. Who else? We got Guatemala's going to be in the house. Mexico, Open Break will be here. Jorge Maria. The list of dancers from Miami, Tasha Rodriguez. Who else we bring? Margie Montes from Empire Bachata. She'll be here. Kat Arias from DC. We got DJ Emerson here from DC. We got Fabiola and Ellie from DC. Darlene Garcia from Philadelphia will be here. I mean, the list of artists that we have coming to Atlanta, the headliners and the amount of social dancing that's going to happen with these guys, because these guys will come down and dance for 3 or 4 hours, and they're not dancing with each other. They're dancing with you. They're giving you an opportunity to drive the Ferrari. They're giving you the opportunity of not feeling inadequate to dance with them. They're going to build your confidence. They're going to make sure that when you're on the dance floor, you're having an amazing time. And then I can't forget, Mike will probably tell me I'm lying, but I'll let him tell me here after we hang up. But Mike, I think, plays his best music of the year in Atlanta. The best records, everything he finds, and when he goes fishing for records, those records appear in Atlanta for ASBF. And he won't play them in Tumbao. He won't play them at these other events. But the music you'll get in Atlanta is probably the best music you'll get anywhere in the country. You'll have probably the best DJ lineup you'll get anywhere, from Miami, New York, LA, Vegas. We make sure of that. And in the organization, we don't run late. I promise you. The minute we're late, we're cutting something to get back on time right away. I learned that if I have to put the space shuttle in space, you can't afford to be late. So I can't afford to be late on a dance because it messes up my whole rest of the day. So workshops are on time. Artists are there on time. Shows start on time. Shows end hopefully by the time we want. And then we make sure the dance floor is always open all night. And you'll have the 400 or 500 people at 7 o'clock in the morning trying to go get breakfast at Waffle House after they get through dancing. So
that's what I wanted to ask you. I mean, not someone like me, but one of those cool people who are going to attend Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, back to back. What advice do you give them on how they can remain on time, on a schedule? I mean, think about it, bro. Party until 6 a.m. on Saturday morning, and then sleeping for 2 hours, going to the work here for 10, then stay. What should you tell them so they can not get burned out on Saturday or Sunday?
So the schedule's up. We have over 80 hours of workshops. I tell every person that's a beginner, don't feel like you have to take every class. Don't feel like you have to go and do everything. Pick the classes you think that are key for you. For example, if I'm learning on 2 and I'm an on 2 beginner and I want to do more on 2, I'm going to find the intermediate on 2 classes. I don't want to take beginner, because for me, I could take a beginner class and take the fundamentals from someone local. But the artists that I don't know, I want to take the intermediate class, and I want to take an advanced class. And I don't want to slow people down, so I'll be on the side and make sure I have my partner, or I'm trying to do the best I can on the side because I don't want to slow anyone down. Now, if I'm an advanced dancer, I'm trying to dance the advanced classes, but I'm trying to go back to the beginner from different artists that I've never taken classes from and see how they teach that beginner class. Go back and review your fundamentals and build on, well, I learned my fundamentals from Salsa Sheila in Atlanta, but I just found out Tropical Gem is teaching a beginner, absolute beginner class on one salsa style. Let me go see what that's about. Let me see what the fundamentals of how he breaks down salsa on one. And then the shows, I always tell people the shows is not just a time for us to see great shows, but it's a time to see what people's been working on all year. There's some people that are debuting their routines because it's the first routine of the first Congress of the year for them. Or there's some people that just got back from a competition and compete in the competition and want to show their competition piece to new people, right? So you're going to see a lot of it. So pace yourself. We got 45 shows. That's approximately 2 hours and 10 minutes worth of shows. So pace yourself. Maybe you go see the first 10 shows and you go take a break and come back and watch the last 10. Maybe you don't show up for the first 10 and you watch the last 30, right? Pace yourself. There's restaurants, there's pharmacies, there's a grocery store, there's a mall, all within walking distance of the hotel. Go get you some food. Go get you a small cooler with some energy drinks. Get you some liquid courage if you need. And be prepared. And have a good time. And remember, I'm not those people. When you see me, please stop me and say hi. I love saying hi to people. If you have questions, ask. I'm not one that ignores people. And lastly, if you feel like you're not being involved, if you're not dancing, you feel like it's intimidating, grab me. I will put you where you need to be and introduce you to who you want to introduce you to so you can dance. Okay. If you want to dance with Fernando and you haven't danced and you're nervous, that's okay. Let me know. I'll make sure that nervousness will go away. Because at the end of the day, we're all humans and we want to have a great time. And I want to give everyone an opportunity to drive that Ferrari. I want everyone to have an opportunity to feel what it's like to be a star for 2.5 minutes or 2 minutes of a dance song with the best dancer in the world. That's my goal. That's why we do this. It's not about, oh, look at me, I'm Eric. I'm the owner of ASB. It's not about that. It's about giving people like normal people like you and me an opportunity to be someone special for that 2 minutes on the dance floor with someone that's amazing.
I'm happy you say that. I get intimidated a lot. I know. I'm telling people, wait. Now the entire world knows that I'm not cool, but I'm shy. I'm very shy. And I'm intimidated to dance with like those high shot, like Katarina. I mean, she's a sweetheart, right?
I love
I've seen her perform, and I remember when I danced with her for the first time. When was it? A few months back. This was me. I was holding her, but I was not. I was like this, and she's like, oh. I'm like, cause I've heard about her. I've seen her. I mean, I know. I felt not confident enough to measure to her expectations. You know what I mean, Eric? There are some women that, you just feel that I don't think I should go there. And there's some women that, they'll let us slide. So there are some people that, I'm like, I gotta practice before I actually dance with them because I want to look good with them so I'm dying to dance with Kat. I'm dying to dance with the couple who are called the ABBA, Ron and
Ronald Alba. So we got some bad news about that, and I'm actually gonna post a video later. So Ronald and Alba cannot come to the US because of the COVID sanctions.
They're not coming?
They're not coming. That's news. We got it about a week ago. We're waiting on a video from Ronald and Alba to announce it to people. We finally got the video. And so Ronald and Alba, because of COVID restrictions, and that's all I can get into, they can't come to the US. hopefully after the May 31st, I think is when the president said that he's gonna take out the national threat, the COVID. That's the emergency, national emergency, where he shuts down.
Mhm.
All the rest of the world is now not requiring anything on COVID. You can fly to Europe, not show them anything, but the U.S. is
Mhm.
still requiring some stuff, and so because of that, they can't make it, and so that's all I can say.
Okay,
But
hold on
yeah,
for. I
there's a
gotta.
video. There's a
I got.
video that I'm gonna post tonight from them stating what I just said. I've been
But
working on them coming for 7 years. It's been 7 years since I first met them in LA, and I saw a video and I fell in love with them. And I've been trying to get. And every year they're busy, and every year, and finally when they say yes, the U.S.
Mhm.
government stops me. And let me tell you something. I'm gonna let y'all
Uh-huh.
know the money we spent to get them here, just
Uh-huh.
for them to say yes, was not cheap. That was like poof. That you ever seen that bird that gets blows up, like they shoot a bird and the bird just feathers? That's how the
Yeah.
cash just went because it's not cheap. And so, but hopefully next year they're on the lineup. Hopefully, if the U.S.
You know,
takes that, hopefully they're
I'm,
on the lineup.
I'll be honest with you. I'll speak on behalf of everyone. I know you guys are listening to me, and you guys are cool. Um, I'm coming still. I don't care. I mean, bro, I'm just happy to be in Atlanta. I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to see, all the rest of your friends, and I'm still gonna have a good time. I have a tendency to make things. I mean, just things happen for a reason, right, Eric? My mom tells me that things happen. What if Ron? What if the couple came and something happened? What if they got sick? What if they fell or they broke their knee? Then things happen for a reason, man.
Yep.
Things happen for a
No, I'm
reason.
with you. I didn't want to
You know?
force it. Like I said, we could have probably did some stuff and spent a lot more money, but they weren't feeling it. And when we talked to some lawyers, yeah, we could have gotten some lot of trouble with doing what we wanted to do. Um,
That's okay. That's okay. I know lawyers. I do legal work. I got your back. I got your back,
so
bro.
long story short, we'll post the video from them. They sent us a video to share with everybody, and we want to share it with everyone. Um, they're not going to make it this year, and hopefully next year we'll have it. And they just didn't cancel us; they canceled the Mexico tour as well. So not
That's
just us, but Oaxaca, Mexico, the week after, they're no longer going there as well. So it was it was it was a bad situation. So
that's
that's the
okay.
bad news, man. You
That's
done you
okay.
done
It's
blew
okay.
up my
No issues.
episode.
We still love you, Eric. I speak on behalf of everyone. We still love you. You're a good guy.
Thank you.
Remember, this comes from here,
That's
right?
right.
That's what makes you cool, makes me cool, makes, all these people that are going to be there and who's not going to be. I mean, that's fine. I'm just happy, I'm just happy this COVID stuff, I mean, a couple years ago, we were all depressed. I know I was. I fell into depression for 6 months because I could not
Mhm.
dance. I was by myself, I forgot how to dance. I had to go to Miami to train to get training again, and So I just want to say another reason I'm asking Dance Awakening to host my event because I'm proud of them. The instructors had faith in me. They literally held my hand and they said, Roswell, you can dance again. Because I don't know, before I met you, Eric, COVID messed me up mentally. Um, it chewed up my tissues in my lungs. I still have
Oh,
breathing problems. Sometimes when I dance, when you see me this Saturday, I have to stop because my lungs are so damaged. And it damaged my mental, some of my memory is gone because I was sick for like 4 minutes and where you? I was one of those people that didn't go to the hospital. I just prayed and then I lost my hearing last year. I don't know if I told you. So
oh,
that's why I
man,
keep
you didn't tell me that, man.
interrupting
I'm sorry to hear that.
you. Some people lose their smell, their taste. I lost my hearing. So when you see me this weekend, I'm going to have like hearing aids in my ears. And then it's not that not I'm ignoring you. It's just that but I just want to say thank God I'm here. Some people did not make it, and you know that in the dance world, COVID just wiped them out, and you and I are here. right? And the dancers who are going to be here, they're going to be. So I'm just thankful for that. I'm grateful for that. So I learned to
Yeah.
see, the dance world in a new perspective after COVID. I learned to appreciate who I'm dancing with and where I'm going. And it's not about looking good, dancing with a sexy woman, and but I learned to appreciate stuff.
Right.
So a lot of stuff you relate to me because you said all of those stuff to me. I know there's like this was supposed to be only like a half an hour interview,
And we're
but
already an hour and a half, man. Well, we
we
didn't
did like
remember
hour and a half,
first hour. We
bro.
didn't do it.
Whoa,
We
bro,
didn't
we're on a
turn.
roll here. We got our own talk show. Heck with all of you. I know you guys are tuning in. Sorry I was late, but But anyway, let's wrap it up for 10 minutes. So let's say 8:30. We call it a day. That was 8:20. What are some stuff we could talk about for the next 10 minutes? Something good. Like, let me ask you something real quickly. This journey that you chose, okay? Was this your intention when you were your parents? Did they say, Eric, you're gonna be one of the world's greatest organ? I mean, I come from a West Indies culture, right? I'm Guyanese. I'm West Indies, mixed with black, white, and Indian. And my father, typical immigration story. My parents came to this country in the 60s. They didn't have education. We lived in a basement. Me, my parents, my brothers, we slept on one bed. We lived in the ghetto. So psychologically, I always say I don't want to be like that. I don't want to struggle like my dad. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to go get my bachelor's, my master's, my PhD, which I'm almost finished. Hope, I got a couple more years. 'Cause I don't want to suffer, and I'm always rebellious. I was the only one in the family. I'm always rebellious. My dad's like, don't get into media. I'm like, I'm going to get into media. He's like, you got to go be a doctor. I'm like, I don't like blood, but I'm still going to be successful, So I was always rebellious, but I know where I come from. I know my culture. I know my upbringing. Just like you, my family is always first.
Mm-hmm.
Dance it. There's always tomorrow to dance, but family always comes first, right?
Mm-hmm.
When all the your friends or the dance when you're on the street and you need help, your family's gonna be there for you. Trust me on that. Not only you, I'm telling you, like everyone who's listening to me, especially the young ones, because the young ones feel like, we're dancers now. We got a new family. Hell with mom, hell with dad. Nah, it seems like that now, but trust me, it's not. So my question to you, and I know we have a few minutes left, is that how did you encourage your parents to choose what you're doing? I mean, was it like, okay, Eric, do what you want to do, or we're disowning you from the Mexican culture, or go to New York or Roswell? Like what? I have friends that are from my best friend from Mexico. He's like, you do what your dad tell you. He beat the crap out of you. He's sending you to China. I don't know. So how was it like you? How did you become your
So
Eric?
for
Did you become
a
Eric?
promoter, it was all because I was told that if they didn't like what was going on, I should do it myself. That's how I started my first event. When a promoter who was a best friend of mine at the time, he asked me, he did an event, and it was like the third time I've gone to his event, and every year, yeah, how was it? Now that was good. By the third one, he didn't change anything, and it wasn't great. The artists they did the same routine they did the year before. The classes were very bad. The artists, like I said, back in those days, artists cared about themselves. They cared about partying. They cared about smoking hookah or whatever. And everyone else was just secondary. And so when I told that to this promoter, his response was shocking because he said, if you think you can do better, then you do one. That's one thing about me, Roswell. Don't challenge me. Don't tell me I can't do it or put me up to a challenge, because if I'm challenged and I feel strongly about it, I'm going to do whatever it takes to be successful. 10 years later, here we are. Now, the question you want to ask me, where do we go to next? I'm not sure. We sponsored a competition in Italy. We've sponsored competitions in Mexico. We're bringing new people. We're traveling the world trying to bring new people, new faces, young dancers. I don't know what the next step is. But I'm not happy where we are. I'm not one that says, "Oh, look at me, I made it." Still a lot of work, man. There's still a lot of people that don't feel like they belong. There's still a lot of people that are hiding. You know, I think of it like they're hiding because they don't want people to know how they're really feeling. And I think it's my job to dance. The dance world helps people, and it's my job to find that happy, safe space for people. And so I'm gonna keep pushing until I can't push. And the only thing that'll stop me is family. The only thing that stops me is my family telling me, "Hey, I need you more than dance," and that's where I have to take a back seat. But yeah, I don't know, man. My parents didn't have this. My mom wanted me to be a doctor. I ended up being an engineer. My dad wanted me to be a football coach. I ended up being an engineer. When I started dancing and started, competing and taking classes, my parents thought I was crazy, but I had a competitive nature. I always wanted to be the best. So here I am. So in a nutshell, it wasn't the parents, trust me. It was just me falling in love and a passion. Salsa saved my life. I was an alcoholic, almost lost my job, my career, and one day I found a salsa class in the gym and I went cold turkey, no alcohol. And that can help
Really?
others.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that about you. Well, a lot of stuff I don't know about you. You were okay, really?
Yeah. When I first started my first dance ever, my first salsa class, I started because the day before I was at work and I showed up to work late for a meeting. And so I got up and my boss smelled alcohol on me. And it wasn't because I was drinking that morning, it was from the night before. And I was drinking like a fifth of tequila every night. It was like that was a norm for me. And it was either tequila or rum. And I used to smoke a cigar at night and watch. I used to live on the water in Clear Lake in Houston and watch the sailboats coming in and out of the bay of Clear Lake from my balcony. And so that was my thing to do because I was a lonely guy in Texas. And when my boss sent me home and then he called me to work and he told me, I'm not going to fire you, but you got to find a hobby. You can't be just showing up to work late and drinking. And when I went to go check my email, the first thing that popped up was salsa class at the gym, at the work gym. Sign up. And that was my first class. I didn't touch alcohol for almost 6 years from then. So
I okay right now.
that to me, there's other people that were like me. When in that moment, when I went to my first Congress and I didn't dance, I paid $300 for a Congress that I didn't get to dance the whole weekend and got told no.
Hmm.
I could have went to a bottle that night and just drank and probably been happy drinking at the Congress I was at. But I knew I would be letting myself down and letting my dance instructor help me come out of that alcoholism down by drinking. So there's other people that are feeling the way I was feeling back then, and dance is an outlet. And I'm hoping I can provide that outlet for them. That's why, any event that I do or participate, it's not the social aspect. It's what we do, what that moment is on a dance floor when you can exert yourself and be with people around you that you can trust. And yeah, there's bad eggs in every bunch, right? I'm not going to say the dance world is perfect, but for the most part, when you're in your zone and you got people around you and there's no clicks and you feel free for those 2 hours or 3 hours you're socializing and you're dancing with people, you you will forget about the negatives. You forget about what hurts. You forget about what situation you're in. Whether you're going through bankruptcy or you're going through, like I was, depression. Depression's a real thing. That time that you're on a dance floor with people will change your way, change your world. It's like a drug that you want more and more. And so you either drink or you do your the bad things that are bad for you, or you go do dancing. And it's my job to provide an outlet for people to find that and have a voice and be noticed. So that's it, man. That's you want to know why I do Atlanta Salsa Bachata Festival? That's it.
Eric,
That in a nutshell is Atlanta Salsa Bachata Festival.
but you were strong enough to not, to do this. Not many people, like, especially where I'm from. I'm from the ghetto, and a lot of them are in jail. And they drink, they kill, and they never did the salsa. They never had it. So I feel they're in jail now. Trust me, they are. On me, I had a broken heart. I'm not Spanish. I don't know anything about bachata. I still don't. But I never appreciated Latin music in my life. I come from the hood. I was like all about DJ Mikey Mike and DMC and Puff Daddy. Spanish music. I didn't even know how to hola. I got a broken heart from a Dominican person I used to date a long time ago. When I mean broken heart, bro, like literally, time for me to jump off a bridge and no one will know. I was about to do that. And then I'm thinking about my mom and, my nieces, my nephews. What would they say at the funeral? Now, this is the first time I'm telling this on national social media. I was not always like this. I was a total mess. I may not have drank. I may not have done drugs. I may not have killed, but I was about this close to, And what saved me was something totally different. So the person that I was dating broke my heart, and I said, I'm going to begin listening to Dominican music because the person that I dated was Dominican. And I said, in order for me to like another Dominican, I'm going to listen to bachata, and I'm going to see Dominicans as good people. I fell in love with bachata. I fell in love with, like Romero Santos and Prince West, all of those stuff, the music. And you see, I developed cool folks who love the bachata. In a way, I did it to save me.
Amazing.
Right? Eric, I did it in a way. Even though I'm doing this unconditionally, my dad, like, do this, help everyone. In a way, it kind of helped me, to see things in a positive way. Right? So I'm happy. I normally don't tell people this. I can't believe I'm saying this nationally because I'm private. People don't really know me, but you shared your story, and out of respect, I wanted to share mine. But if you can do it and I can do it, those young people that are listening to you and me now, you guys can do it also. So all of you guys who are like thinking about hurting people tonight, thinking about going to shoot somebody tonight, thinking of don't. It doesn't have to be that way. Trust me, it doesn't have to be that way. You have the urge to do it. You have a choice, but you don't have to do it. And another reason I created this, real quickly, I know I'm off topic here and we're over time, but another reason I created Cool Folks Love the Bachata, and I'm not doing this for money, as everyone knows, I'm doing this because it's the right thing to do. Maybe by my postings or your postings, Eric, or someone else's stuff, that can change someone into a good person. That can make you guys become a superstar or do something else. Or so by having this Cool Folks Who Love the Bachata is not only to help the dancers become rich and famous, but it's also to help somebody from not killing themselves.
Right.
Or hurting themselves. So, I'm sorry, Eric, if I'm off topic a little bit, but
you're good. No, but there's always a story. There's always a story.
Really help people. Social media, it could be bad, but it can be good. Right. So that's all I wanted to say.
There's always a story why we do things, and if people hear our stories, hopefully they can find out they have the strength to move forward. So I'm sorry that happened to you, man. I'll tell you what, dancing has saved a lot of broken hearts. So I'm glad your heart was saved by dance. So no, kudos.
It was very saved by son. And I believe one day, I'm not like you and I don't have a family yet, but one day I believe I'm old fashioned, Eric. I believe in love on a dance floor. Call me silly. I believe in love, and I believe when it's my time, it's gonna happen. So maybe it might happen this weekend. I'll be honest with you. The Atlanta women here, they're very cool. They're very open. I'm not, so
we've had 2 marriages from Atlanta, 2 marriage proposals at Atlanta. We've had kids be conceived in Atlanta. We've had a lot of interesting things happen at our event. So it could happen. So I'm going to just say, we'll see you Saturday, man. Come give me a big hug. I'm gonna give you a big hug, and have a good time, man. Can't wait to see you.
And I just want to say thank you, Eric, for being here for almost like 2 hours or whatever. And I wanted to apologize to everyone for the time. As everyone knows, I look smart, but I'm not smart. As everyone knows, for those of you who joined us late, I thought we were live an hour ago, and then I realized it said the red button was not on. So I said, uh-oh. So Eric was nice enough to continue talking with me and all of you guys. So Eric, you're a good guy. Eric, I see you Saturday.
Yes, sir.
I see you Saturday for the work. I might see you Friday. I'm not sure if I get off from work early. I might come just to the dance. But Saturday, I'm resting my body so I can be there with you, take pictures with you and Mike and Salsa, Kate, all of you guys. We're gonna be a
Come
Facebook.
Get this love, man. Come get this love. Atlanta's about love. Come get this love this weekend. Lots of people from all over the world are going to be here to see this love and get this love. Come get this love.
And you got to come to New York whenever you come to. I know I probably said this before when we typed, but whenever you want to come to New York or do something, if I can be a help, if I can, talk, if I can force people to do something, I'll tell New Yorkers, you do what I tell you. I'm taking you to school, folks. I'm getting rid of putting a block. No, I'm just kidding. No, sir. If you ever need something, and even when I'm gone, I'm leaving soon, and I'm in New York, I mean that unconditionally. No money involved. No, if you just need me to call somebody from Paris and say, put your mask on and just hop on a plane and come down, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Thank you,
even if I go to jail, I'll do it.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it, man. Let me get back to work. I got a lot of planning still to do for ASBF. We still got to get a lot of stuff done. I still got probably about another 6 or 7 hours worth of work. So we'll see you guys.
Cool.
We'll see you guys.
Get some sleep. Get some sleep so we can you and I can hit the dance floor on Saturday. Okay.
There it is, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Have a good night. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.